Hey guys, Jacob here. This is going to be this week's Fender reset. I know I'm a little late on this, but this week at the Base of Ops, which is the first Fender you guys are going to walk into, they're not really selling a whole lot. They are selling a Badger Tuff mask with health, which is a double defensive stat roll, and it has skill haste, Richter and Kaiser holster, and they're selling an M60. But just remember, in the new update that's coming out in a few weeks, or depending on whenever they want to give it in late October, some of these things will be changed. At the Base of Ops, they're selling a few things in the clan vendor, like this mask that is a wyvern mask that has damage to elites, hazard protection, and hard hitting. That's a pretty high hazard protection roll. If you guys do not have one, I'd recommend picking that possibly for the future raid, due to the fact that I just have this feeling that the next raid is going to be a lot of environmental stuff. So I'm guessing like fire is going to be a big one, and possibly NPCs that have like fire grenades, or possibly some big boss with a flamethrower. They're also selling a wyvern backpack and a Murakami mask. The backpack, which is wyvern, isn't too bad, but does have on the ropes and destructive. But just remember, some of these talents are going to be changed in the future update. They have Richter and Kaiser mask that's purple, a pair of China light gloves with explosive damage, which is destructive, a Badger Tuff backpack with armor. And for some reason this week they are selling a lot of DMRs. The 617 is getting a nerf, just throwing that out there. But the basically CQB, M1A, the ACR, SS are getting buffs. So if you guys want to pick those up, you can. But the SIG is going to get nerfed apparently. Not sure why, but it is. Over at the theater, if you guys do not know, a lot of these talents are getting buffs as well. For example, Surgical is getting a 15% crit hit chance buff, if I remember correctly. So if you guys do not have a pair of surgical gloves, or don't have a stat at all that has Surgical, I recommend picking up a few of these for future crit builds, or something like an SMG build, or just flipping out a talent because you cannot double stack talents anymore. At the campus, they are selling a Berserk chest piece, so if you guys need that and roll that on something else, it's on an Overlord, which kind of sucks. But if you guys want to roll that on something else, like another chest piece, you can. Fenders Kneepads, which has armor, self-adjusting, and trench on them, if you guys are looking for a pair of those. And then they're selling a pair of Badger Tuff gloves. I know they're getting damage to elites is going to be non-stackable, but if you guys want to have high damage to elites or get up there, you guys can always buy these and just run gloves with damage to elites. But I think there's better alternatives, like the new Fenris gloves. You'll be able to run a active and a passive talent on them and possibly get a little bit more out of it. But if you guys, want a pair of Badger gloves, you guys can go ahead and buy them. Over at DZ West, she is selling a pair of Sokolove Kneepads, which SMGs are going to be viable in the next update as well, if you guys did not know. So if you guys need a pair of those, you can go ahead and pick those up. They have crit chance and armor and hard hitting. You can always roll a different stat on them. She's also selling an Alp Summit backpack with crit chance and armor, if you guys are looking for a roll on those. And they're selling a MK16 LMG. At the DZ South, they're not really selling much except a premeditated shotgun. It was stop, drop, and roll. So like I said, in the next raid, if there's fire, you guys can pick it up and put that on so you can roll away from the flames. Also, capacitive, which is going to be another talent that's getting a buff. So if you guys want to get that, critical as well as getting a buff. So if you guys want to pick up a critical holster and roll surgical and critical on some of your future builds, you guys can go ahead and pick these up and roll them onto another piece if you'd really want to. If you guys are curious, you guys can roll those. Alp Summit backpack, which if you guys are looking for one of those, she is selling this week. But overall this week, there's not a whole lot of things that are crazy. Mostly attributes I'd recommend picking up for you guys if you guys are trying to make a new build for the future. Thank you guys all for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.